All right, this is Siri Imani tapping in with Busy One Radio, Dean Sampson, and Dana's World. Appreciate y'all, tribe.
Wizard walking baby, got that magic in my laces. I'm enjoying all they faces when I pull off in that spaceship. Think I'm about to make it, I can feel it, I can't fake it. Ain't too many risks I take with my wrist like I be cooking, see. Looking, don't be shy.
Hey y'all, it is the Dana's World Show. Welcome, I am your host, Dean Sampson, and I'm here joined by the lovely Siri Imani. Thank you.
Of course.
It's a long time I've been trying to get you to sit down with me.
I know, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. How are you feeling tonight?
I feel a little good. I rested today, so.
Did you do that?
I did.
Yeah, because you got the slogan of the hardest working woman in Cincinnati.
Listen.
I've heard that from quite a few people.
Listen, I'm trying to not have that slogan as much.
Work-life balance is important.
You understand?
I do understand. And I think that's a lot with people, especially with artists, especially when they start to get a buzz.
Yeah.
Because it's not like the good old days where we released and controlled everything.
Exactly.
It's constant all the time now. I mean, how do you find balance in that?
Well, I think I'm just starting to find balance because I wasn't the best at balance, and I definitely like succumb to a lot of pressure, like constantly creating. But this year, I think one is a combination of finally getting some of the traction that I needed to be able to have that breathing.
Sustainability.
Exactly. But then also just, choosing yourself first. Either way, you're going to burn out if you don't.
Absolutely.
So it's more productive to take the time to rest, and get that in when you can versus, it knocking you out.
For sure. I mean, but I don't know if you're like me, but I think some people, I work better under stress. And when you're kind of pushing this and that, it's hard to work in peace because it can become complacency.
I definitely struggle with feeling that way too, but I'm actually trying to train myself to unlearn that.
What's some techniques you're using for that?
I pace myself now, so I schedule things out. Like I actually have a calendar, which I didn't use before, and that allows me to kind of see it for myself. Like I think before I wasn't able to stretch out my days and really look at them from a bird's eye view and be like, wow, you're doing all of this in 1 month. But now that I have a calendar, I can look at it and look and see if it looks overwhelming, ahead of time and make that decision for myself. Like if this is something I want to commit to, that's another thing. I'm not just committing to everything. I have such a soft spot for Cincinnati. I'll just be like, yes, yes. And then none of that is actually
You get a Siri.
No, literally. That's like to sum up the whole first 4 years of my musical career was just yes, but I think that's
and I think too I noticed you have some team in place now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that tremendously
helps so much.
Yeah, I really think you put a ceiling on yourself if you try and do everything yourself.
Yeah, learn that.
Shout out to the Siri team.
Shout out to the tribe.
Yeah, tribe. Tribe. I love that, and I'm gonna touch base on that. Speaking so it's kind of funny. I saw you perform for the first time. It was on my birthday a couple years ago at opening for Cameron at Bogart's.
Yeah.
And you were that was a tribe performance.
Pre-pandemic.
Yeah, pre-pandemic, when life was good. When life is still good.
Yeah.
And I saw you from there and I was fascinated just with your energy and the way you engage with the crowd and that tribe mentality.
Yeah.
And honestly, I got to kind of credit to that. I had just turned 35 at that time, and I was...
You're wearing it well.
Thanks. It's all right here, but ages.
Nah, you're drinking water. Okay.
I am drinking water, but I appreciate that. So my kids are older, and I was like, what do I want to do? And everybody said they go on the radio and wanted to go into music. Your performance, man, I was like, I want to do that and that feeling. You know what I mean? So I went out and did that, and then I went to school with Nick. Wiggins? Yeah. Okay. We went to the OMS. Yeah, bass player, slapping the bass. We went there and I had talked to him a couple times, and at that time you were very busy, and then I only would see you periodically, but I only experienced you live. You know what I mean? And that's, for whatever reason, your energy vibe, that's the only way I wanted to experience you. Because you can, when you play a song out, you can burn yourself out. And I was like, no, I'm only seeing Siri live. And then, cycle 2 years later, now I've gotten to the position where I've worked, and now I'm sitting down with you. And it's crazy, so thank you.
No, thank you. I'm glad you've been sticking with me.
I have, and I've studied with your career a little bit too. Very impressive. You had a TED Talk. Yeah, Lost Generation.
Didn't they?
Yeah, but still, that's incredible. People don't really understand how big of a thing that is. And to touch base on that last generation, I think more so ever in today's society, we are more present and connected, but more lost in the shuffle than I think we've ever been. Would you agree with that?
I think so. I mean, we definitely are more connected than we've ever been. You can connect with somebody across the world like that. So, that's definitely the difference. But I think in us being so connected like this for the first time, we can overcompensate for that connection and kind of miss the present and what's immediately around us. So, it's a trade-off, and that's definitely a balance that I'm learning myself too, because I want to connect with everybody. And it's available, everything is accessible like that. But at the same time, I want to make sure that the people who are actually actively in my life are getting my energy.
Or get a priority.
Too. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. And touching base on that with that tribe mentality, you can find your tribe out there now. You can. Everybody's weird. Everybody's different.
Everybody got a tribe.
Everybody, but you can find it now. And no matter what you're into, whether it's mainstream stuff and society likes it, or if you're a little off the beaten path, those people aren't. And I kind of, your last song, I think that you really, on your last project of music that you had come out, the I Don't Know video. I love that video.
Thank you.
What kind of inspired that video? Just to sit there and start, all up, and they just strip you down.
Yeah, so that was kind of like the beginning of my turning point of saying no, because I was feeling like an extreme burnout, and I felt like everyone was kind of taken from me. And that's something that you get, like whether it is true or not, once you burn out, anytime someone just starts taking from you and you have nothing to give, you're going to feel like the world is turning against you. So that's kind of what I felt. And I was reflecting that through my art by like sitting in that chair and just having people come up and take garments of clothes from me. It was like more representative of just me like not being poured into, but giving and giving all I have.
Until you have nothing.
Until I have nothing left, And then I had TJG, my cousin, in the video. He's always been like my protector. Me and him are 5 months apart, so we came in the world together. He's always been like, we grew up like brother and sister.
Yeah.
So like in that video, he comes and tries to like stand in my place to
protect
me, and they strip him down too. And it just is kind of understanding that if you do wear this hat or sit on the throne or whatever position of leadership that you do take, there is a place where you can find yourself just giving and giving without ever
spreading yourself too thin. And I've been a victim of that as well, especially when you're an empath or just a kind-hearted person.
Yeah, 100%.
This world is tough and vicious.
You gotta navigate it correctly, truly.
Absolutely. So that's been great, and you've been taking that to the stage, a lot of performances.
Yep.
A lot of opportunities for other artists.
Yes.
And I think that's where you can offer opportunities and not spread yourself too thin. Like, hey, I can give you this platform and this stage. It's up to you to rise to the occasion.
Absolutely.
Tell us about some events you got going on.
Yeah, so I have a ton of events that we kind of like launched last year. My main event that we're doing right now is my open mic, and it's every other Tuesday at Somerset Bar downtown. It's beautiful. It actually gives the tribe mentality. It's like greenery everywhere, tiki torches, all that stuff. So
it's a real vibe.
Yeah, it's a real vibe, tribe vibe at that. So we do an open mic there every Tuesday or every other Tuesday, bi-weekly, and then I also do a showcase over at Comfort Station.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, Comfort Station is like one of my favorite bars in Cincinnati. But yeah, we kind of work with like the inside, outside. It's kind of like a smaller Somerset, honestly. It's a lot of greenery, inside and outside feel, just really pretty. And then I'm launching some more events going into this year. I'll be doing some events in Northside and Mount Adams. And all of them are going to be a little bit different, just so we can get different genres of artists in Cincinnati to come out. I've been focused a lot on hip hop, just because it wasn't a lot of places for us, for a while. So I started like the Common, and that was kind of like my main just tunnel vision on like, let's get hip hop artists booked, but I want to start branching into, more genres, specifically when I'm looking for black artists, because we got indie artists, R&B singers, country singers, folk, all of that. And I'm trying to find everybody and eventually find like stages that they can, rock on as well. So
let's collab on some stuff like that, because I got them lined up too, man. And I really love it, and that's what I gotta say. I appreciate what you're doing. We focus on a lot of hip hop. I'm a guest in hip hop. I accept that. But they keep inviting me back. Yeah, they really, really, really do. But I also am a fan of just music overall, like you are yourself. So I would love to get some more of those shows. Old-fashioned singers or this new country hip hop trend that has come out. I love it. Rumor.
What's his name?
Rumor.
Rob. Do you know Rob? It's like Rob Shannon or something. I can't remember his last name, but he does like this like blues, country, hip hop vibe. It's just a lot of people coming out and like doing a cross of genres that are really dope.
Are you talking about the guy with the mustache?
He has like wigs, like it's
know.
like
I have
a mixture
We'll
of
have to
freeform and wigs. But he's so fire. He's
Yeah,
so
I have to
fire.
check him out. I've been doing on the Country Hip Hop Vibe is it's spelled RMR, but his name's Rumor. He did. Are you familiar with Rascal Flatts?
Yeah.
He did a trap version of God Bless the Broken Road.
Give me
But he
it.
sings it, and now he has this own style of his own. He wears a ski mask, so you can never see his face.
I love that.
But he just sings, man. It's really that country. It's fantastic. I just saw Chance the Rapper do a country version of It's Getting Hot in Here on the Jimmy Fallon show, and he sang it in a country twang. But I mean, I really love it. I love those cross platforms. I even seen trap metal is a thing now. It's like heavy
absolutely.
metal, but like they scream at you too much. I'm not that angry.
I'm not like, like that's not the sound that I really like gravitate towards, but I like it. I like to watch it.
I like to listen to them on the guitar.
Yeah.
But like, what are you so angry about?
like that's expression.
Yeah.
Not mine, but that's expression.
Right, but to each to their own. And you have a new project you're working on.
I do.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, it's called Big Fish. It'll be dropping sometime in the summer.
Is it metaphorically big fish? Cincinnati's a small pond.
It is.
Relatively.
It's metaphorically it's actually like a double meaning for me because it is the big fish concept of feeling like a big fish in a small pond. I feel the need to branch out, do more. But then also Big Fish. I don't know if you've seen the movie.
I have.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, big story. Big stories.
Yeah, so I had a very like similar situation like he did with his father with my grandma, who was one of the people who raised me, and I've always been drawn to that movie.
Yeah.
And like after like we were taking care of her and she passed, like when we were like cleaning out her house and stuff, like I found that CD just like in her room, and I was already thinking in my head like I might want to call this Big Fish.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, like, and then I saw that and something about that moment, like when it was in her room, I was just like, it's not even
here we
called
are.
Big Fish. So yeah, it has like a double meaning for me.
That's awesome. We don't have a release date on that, but
Nah, since sometime in the summer.
this year, 2022,
Absolutely,
summertime.
definitely this year.
When we get back out and dance outside
I will
again.
let you know ahead of time.
All right, I got you. So, what's some other things? What's some messages you talk to the young a lot and people that are really getting in this business? What's some advice that you can give them once they decide to take it seriously? And when I say by that is when they start spending money, investing in themselves as someone as a pro, and that is putting on shows, that has put out big arts of work and has had success. What is some lessons or advice that you could give to them?
For sure. I think when you start taking yourself seriously, especially when you start investing in yourself, I think one of the most underrated resources are the people around you, your family, your close friends. Almost everybody that I knew growing up did something. And I went to performing arts at one point, so like literally everybody I know does something. All my friends in the city, they rapping, they singing, instrumentalists, videographers, you know what I'm saying? Not that you always need to have it be that tight of a close knit, because you want quality still. But if your dog is capable of doing something, then go to them and form yourself a team that you can already trust, because these are your friends and your family, and then they also are good at what they do. And y'all can build each other up, and I think that's been the most valuable lesson that I've learned, because I brought a lot of people into my business. A lot of people brought me into their business as family, and because of that, we cross-promoted, we taught each other things, we filled in the gaps, and we rose a lot quicker than I think we would have if we tried to do a separate route. So that's one of my biggest things, like work with people, you know what I'm saying? I think we all admire each other, and the only difference between the turn and the jealousy is what we're willing to do with each other, you know what I'm saying? So if you're working with people and you're building friendships and family, then it's like inevitable that you come up.
Yeah, for sure. The tribe mentality.
It is a tribe mentality.
Absolutely.
And it's bulletproof, it really is.
Yeah, I mean, I see it, and I think the city is getting better at it.
It is.
It definitely is. The old school is kind of getting pushed out. They're getting older, and that younger generation is just like, I don't care about that little beef or pettiness.
And there are certain waves of ideas that like pass through, people and just humanity. And I think that there was a crab in a barrel mentality that had been passed down and learned, but wasn't necessarily desired by people. And you just needed to see a different option. And once people started seeing each other work with each other, you see how we thrive, and you don't have to be like this.
Right.
I don't think none of us wanted to hang
And I think that's one thing that helped with the COVID situation did help, is we couldn't just go out and click out, or like we have this show and like you actually had to reach out and collaborate and work with people, and Yeah, and like,
It became us versus COVID versus
Right.
us versus everybody else. Yeah.
And damn it, Omarion, will you go away? I'm just kidding.
No, Omarion dancing through everybody's systems. Absolutely.
Dance your ass over there. Well, that's awesome. So, what's the ideal 2022 for you, for Siri Imani?
For me, it is a level up for sure. I got a lot of opportunities I'm excited to step into, and then extending opportunities as well. Sure, I think I'm in a position to do both. So
I got you. Now we can't finish this out. I always ask a couple questions. So, like I said, at the end of the day, we're all just fans of music. That's why we do this. Who are some of your aspirations that you listened to growing up that really got you into it? You definitely give me some Erykah Badu vibes.
Oh yeah, 100%. Erykah Badu for sure. So Aquarians, what you would expect, but even more so, like my mom. She was a poet in Cincinnati. She started the first slam team in Cincinnati, and I grew up around nothing but poets and neo-soul artists, rappers. So I used to listen to like the Rock Poets and the Watusi Tribe and Doo-Wop, Savannah, Gifted, the Cincinnati like underground poets and hip hop too. I was listening to Animal Crackers and all of that. Yeah, like I was very invested in local like scene, and I was sneaking into the bars to watch them perform and all of that shit. So. Yeah, I definitely am more inspired by our local history.
I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of have your pick of the litter of Cincinnati artists that you could work with.
Yes.
So what, you can shout out some of them if you'd like.
Oh, I got so many favorites. That's so hard because I've booked so many of y'all over the years, and all y'all, that's one of my favorites right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got a ton of favorites.
Shout out to Lord A.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Too Rich is one of my favorite performers. I'm not gonna hold you. Too Rich is like one of my favorite people to watch perform. Like live, the energy is crazy. Shout out to all YNO. It's like my extended family. 333 is fire. I'm so excited to have women in Cincinnati, like Cincinnati music scene.
Yep. I'm gonna be dropping an interview with them too.
Yeah, absolutely, as you should. Look, they all talented in their own ways, and I got to watch them over these years, go from separate artists, starting out to finding each other, and it's something special.
I met them all three at the same night at your Comfort Station show.
Yeah.
I was there with Skylar.
The fire. The absolute fire.
Yeah.
PLC, of course, Devin, JB, everybody I've been around for years, Roberto, Grand Ace.
Shout them all out.
Oh, this is if I booked you, then shout out to you because you didn't inspire me, and I'm trying to work with all y'all. Honestly.
I got you. Now, if you could pick some Billboard level artists that you will work with, what's your dream list?
Well, I think somebody I really want to work with is Earth Gang.
Okay.
Which I definitely will be. Pretty much everyone in Dreamville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Which I will be. So.
Which you will be, right? Speak it into existence.
100%.
Absolutely. So what should we be most excited about your project coming up? What's different about it? Is it something that we've never seen before?
Yeah.
Siri?
Yeah, for sure. I think my first project, Duality, came out right when I started being a solo artist. So I'm still kind of finding my sound. It's so interesting to start your musical journey in a group. Not go from an individual artist to a group, because you kind of just get used to feeling a percentage of whatever you have on the track. So my journey into creating my own songs with just my own ideas and just my own voice and seeing what that seems like has been very interesting and rewarding. So, I started singing, I started putting poetry in my rapping and all of that, and just playing with all aspects of my talent.
So a lot of growth.
A lot of growth, for sure. It's gonna sound very different.
I got you. I got you. So what's your next, first let's get this in there. Where can they always find you? Where can they find your music? Where they can follow you? Because people are going to see this.
Absolutely.
They may or may not know you. A lot of them already do, but the ones that don't, where can they find you?
For sure. Siri Imani is S-I-R-I, like the iPhone. Imani, like Faith, I am A-N-I, on everything. On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, pretty much everything. And then Duality is streaming on
all platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere. That's excellent. So, what is the message? We'll start off 2022. Everybody has a resolution. We won't go into that. We'll go into that. What is your mantra for 2022?
We all winning.
We all winning.
We all winning.
I got you. Well, this is Siri Imani, and I am Dean Sampson. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very much appreciate you for coming. Well, this is only for more to come. I appreciate everyone tuning in to the Daner's World show. Aliens, we will be back soon with more exclusives all throughout the year. Tons of projects coming up. Please continue to tune in. Thanks for Busy One for hosting us. And yeah, we're out. Love you, Sensi.
Never getting bills in the mill, I'm about to rob them. Every single problem that I had to solve it. I've been giving people shit I ain't got. Giving them the world while I watch my world ride. Niggas holding out their hands, they don't do that when you drop in. Still if I got it, you got it. Don't owe nobody nothing, don't know what they want from me.